Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. You call 911.
Okay, listen, I've just been told that there has been a murder.
911, where's your emergency?
We need an ambulance. I went in to turn the living room light on. I can see blood. Ma'am, I don't know. I didn't touch him, but it don't appear that he's breathing.
She called herself the Brunette Bomber and fantasized about the day she'd go out in a blaze of glory.
I had stabbed him at least 3 or 4 times. I meant to kill all 3 of them. I'll hurt somebody if I'm with other people. I'll keep going.
When Sean Ball entered the picture, it was only a matter of time before she had him under her thumb, and the friendship was a recipe for disaster. He soon became the willing accomplice she'd been looking to find. However, Sean had no idea what he'd gotten himself into, as the murderous rampage carried out by the selfie killer would prove much more devastating than he'd ever anticipated.
Her plan was she wanted to do like a true mass murder spree.
What woke you up?
Her.
It was Saturday, April 4th, 2015, and Marlena Light joined her daughter Amanda Taylor and Amanda's friend Sean Ball on a trip to Walmart. They were on a mission to buy Easter basket fillers for Amanda's 2 young children, as Easter was the following day. But everything took an unexpectedly violent turn later that afternoon. Amanda's mother, Marlena, received an alarming call from a restricted phone number that same night. On the other end was Amanda.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I got the phone call around 9 or 10. She said, "Mom, I love you, and I appreciate everything you've done, and you've always been a good mother, and I'm sorry for everything that I ever did and all the lies I ever said. And I had to do something bad, Mom, and I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to yell at me." I said, "What did you do?" I said, "Are you hurt?" I said, "Just tell me, I can help you."
Marlena couldn't make any sense of the situation, but it was clear that something terrible had occurred. She pleaded with her daughter to come home, back to Christiansburg, Virginia, but Amanda refused to do so, and stated that she and Sean were en route to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It was no secret that Amanda had been headed on a downward spiral, and it all began with a traumatic event that had taken place nearly 8 months earlier, back in late August of 2014. Amanda's estranged husband, Rex Taylor, had allegedly been battling depression and prescription substance abuse for several years. He put an abrupt end to all of it the day he took his own life. Upon Rex's untimely death, Amanda fell into a deep depression of her own. Along with it came an intense level of rage, and all of that bottled-up anger would be unleashed on one unwitting individual, at least initially. It wasn't as if the tragedy marked the onset of Amanda's issues, however. She had a checkered past, and Mariah Roebuck, whom we'll soon hear from, substantiated that. She'd become friends with Amanda when they were around the age of 12, and the two had gotten into quite a bit of trouble in the years that followed. According to records from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office located in Virginia, it was back in October 2005 when Amanda and Mariah jumped into a car and ran away from home. Both 14-year-olds were charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle. In the midst of Amanda's indiscretions during her 9th grade year, she met Rex Taylor, who was 2 years her senior, and they began dating. In early April of 2006, Amanda was charged with disorderly conduct as a result of some alarming behavior that took place at her high school. She allegedly screamed, "This place, I hate this fucking place, I hate you people, I'll kill all of you." The incident definitely went beyond the threshold of standard teenage dramatics. Amanda became pregnant with the first of 2 children she and Rex had around this time, and her high school career came to a premature end. But the birth of their son didn't seem to slow her down much when it came to engaging in criminal behavior. The years leading up to Rex's death were riddled with more run-ins with the law for Amanda, including another attempt to run away that involved the theft of a vehicle, a conviction of underage possession of alcohol, multiple domestic altercations, and a drug conviction relating to methamphetamine. Then there was the issue of Amanda and Rex's rocky relationship that had been marred by alleged infidelity, among other obstacles. Finally, in April of 2014, the two went their separate ways, reportedly as a result of Rex's prescription substance abuse. He returned to the home shared by his father, Charles Taylor, and grandfather, Alan Taylor. 4 months later, his lifeless body was discovered in a shed on the property. So began Amanda's downward spiral that culminated in absolute tragedy. Her next crime was so gruesome, so shocking, that it was beyond words. But there was much more to the whole disastrous situation than initially met the eye. Elements of evil had been carefully hidden under the guise of revenge. And though the old adage advises us not to speak ill of the dead, dirty secrets like Rex's weren't meant to be kept. The appalling truths were about to make their way to the surface. You see, Amanda had developed a deep desire to kill, and according to Mariah, the inspiration behind it was none other than Amanda's late husband, Rex.
She wanted to do Rex justice and make Rex proud.
Rex had a profound fascination with serial killers.
He brought that on her. He really did bring that on her.
In actuality, his interest went far beyond fascination. He had connections with serial killers that unquestionably crossed the line. One particularly unnerving example was a long-distance friendship Rex had struck up with an imprisoned serial killer by the name of Paul Runge. The two wrote back and forth, and Rex went so far as to change his name on a social media account to Rex Runge. According to Amanda's friend Mariah, Runge sent Amanda $1,000 after Rex's death. In addition to the inappropriate relationships with convicted murderers, there was another alleged unspeakable act. Like Rex's obsession, Amanda's was further evidenced by some appalling revelations. Past social media posts under her account where she took on the nickname Brunette Bomber glorified mass murderers and their violent attacks, including Timothy McVeigh, known as the Oklahoma City Bomber, and Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris, the perpetrators of the Columbine High School massacre. It didn't end there, though. According to Amanda's parents, Marlena and William Light,
Her favorite movie was that one where those two boys went in and shot up that school and then themselves. My dad said that on her Facebook she's been communicating with people from ISIS.
She had 25 people from ISIS.
Wish her a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
On the 27th. All kinds of weird, strange people.
all the evidence seemed to be there. If only someone would have acted. It was clear she aspired to be one of those merciless killers she so idolized. Of course, it would start with what she depicted as revenge, but it would head in a direction even more sinister. She couldn't do it all herself, however. She needed a willing accomplice, and that was where Sean Ball came in. Though it's clear that his feelings for Amanda definitely didn't mirror those which she had for him, according to Mariah.
I really think he was in love with her. And he would have done anything for her. She hated him. She did not like him at all. She was only nice to him because, he lives here. He was here all the time. He was our friend. He was always nice to him.
Yeah.
The car, he could take her wherever she wanted. She told me so many times she did not like him at all. I can be able to do whatever I want. I can control him like he's a dog.
It was as if there was some sort of toxic bond that held the two together. The catalyst that seems to have put the horrendous plan into action began with the events of one night, just 1 week before the grisly spree would get underway. It was March 27th, 2015, and Mariah and her husband Johnny Roebuck were celebrating Amanda's 24th birthday.
We took her out for her birthday to get her mind off of everything. Try to let her have fun, and everything was going good. And so she wanted to go see Rex.
And it's always a bad idea. She always just acts ridiculous every single time. She had a really, really big knife in her purse. She was at his grave. She had the knife out, and she was gonna, she was gonna slit her throat.
Along with Amanda, Mariah, and Johnny that night was Sean, who had gifted Amanda that very knife for her birthday. As it would turn out, this was a poor choice on Sean's part.
He had to physically put her in Sean's Jeep. He had her by her arms, Sean had her by her legs. They had to put her in the Jeep, take her to her mom.
William Light, Amanda's stepfather, also bore witness to a portion of the mayhem that occurred that night.
2:30 in the morning, there's a knock at the door. She's out there fighting this Sean and Mariah's husband. And she's got a knife saying it was her